Hey there, my urban gardeners. Welcome to another installment of Urban Garden with Gray. It's about 7:30 p.m. here in Texas. Today, we're going to be harvesting some Swiss chard. Come harvest it. All right, so what I'm harvesting today is actually just some bright light Swiss chard. I'm not quite ready to cook it today, but I'm going to go ahead and harvest so that I can actually have more Swiss chard start growing up. So what I'm going to do is harvest these leaves and place them in some water until I am ready to there you go, until I'm ready to actually cook with them. Here we are. Now, when I cook my Swiss char, what I like to do is mix in a batch of fresh green onions, maybe some purple onions as well to give it a little bit of sweetness with it. And then I like to add in maybe some red bell peppers and some green bell peppers, of course, as well. And saute everything down in a pan with some butter. That's actually how I prefer my Swiss char. But if you actually let me know in the comments, you make your Swiss char, how do you prepare it? I'd be interested to know. Let's see. This leaf here is a little bit sun scorched. So I'm going to go ahead and clip that. Maybe cut off the dead end here. Might still be usable. All right. We'll cut some of those leaves back so the rest of the stems can actually start branching out and regrowing. Now, the beautiful thing about Swiss chard, just like your spinaches and your lettuces, you can get multiple harvests off of one plant. So what I do is just come out and clip what I want, and then it will regrow. I can get multiple harvests off this one plant. So it's a renewable resource, so to speak. And we have a bunch of Swiss chard here today. And Swiss chard is not a very hard plant to maintain at all. So if you're thinking about adding this beautiful leafy green into your urban garden, uh, I will place some growing instructions on the screen below, along with the soil pH and the recommended times for harvesting. Oh, look at that stalk there. That's a nice, pretty one there. Off here. And there we go. Très c'est bon. Gotta love it, right? And I'm pretty sure some of you who are into gardening might agree with the statement I'm about to make next here, but there is nothing more rewarding than to be able to grow your own food. It's an amazing feeling. It's something that I'm teaching my children as well to try to be sustainable, especially with the price of food constantly going up and then there being um, food deserts in certain places in urban environments. It only makes sense to start growing your own produce. But with that being said, there is amount of work that's involved. I don't want to mislead anyone because I know there are some people who learn how to grow one tomato and then instantly they consider themselves a master gardener and speak negatively to young gardeners or beginning gardeners starting. Oh, look at that. Got a spider web. Spider's laid his eggs up in there, or her eggs up in there. So we got to clear that out. But the thing about it, when it comes to gardening, um, what you see here is the final result. You don't see all the plants that have died in the process. This is a long and arduous process. When I was first beginning to grow, I've killed a lot of plants. I have. But it was a trial and error. I didn't take those missteps as a failure. I just took them as a learning opportunity, and I continued to grow further and further and further, learning more along the process. So if you fail, if you have some missteps, don't let it get you down. Don't let it discourage you. Keep growing. Just keep growing. That's all you can do. All right, so what I'm going to do, since I just harvested the Swiss chard, I'm going to rinse it down just to make sure to clear off any pests that may be on the leaves. Like we saw the spider eggs earlier. Let me just go through and I'm going to rinse. So what I like to do with my Swiss chard, instead of when harvesting it, even if I'm not ready to cook it or use it in a dish, um, what I like to do is actually place it in a vase to next to a south-facing window so that it can actually stay alive longer, as opposed to placing it in a refrigerator where it'll begin to wilt and die in about 3 days. Now I can pick from this Swiss chard anytime I'm ready, anytime I'm ready to cook with it. So that's just a little harvesting tip for you there from Urban Gardening with Gray. And now, hey, if it starts to propagate and start to actually grow stems, start to grow roots in the process, I'm not mad at that either, because everyone knows I love to propagate. So, hey, thanks for spending some time with me today while I harvested my Swiss chard. Remember, enjoy life, enjoy family, and enjoy your garden. Thanks for watching, guys.